Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1454.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about our interest rate cuts over for 2025, because that's the scuttlebutt I'm hearing, is people are saying whoever they are out there, are saying that interest rate cuts are not going to happen in 2025. Is that true, or is there some data that we can look at that might give us a better indication of the future? Well, first of all, let's look at the cause of some of this scuttlebutt. On Friday, investors had a better-than-expected jobs report, and that's what soured expectations of future rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. The S&P dropped 1.5%, and NASDAQ was down 1.6% on Friday. The news was that there were 256,000 jobs in December, which far outpaced expectations of 153,000 jobs. While strong jobs growth is good, it can also mean that the Fed may not need to cut interest rates again, and that's what the market is fearing. The other thing that is causing a lot of volatility is the fact that incoming President Trump's proposed tariff policies are somewhat of an unknown. They don't know how it's going to impact imports or exports, which ones. There's speculation, but people don't really have the details yet, and there's a lot of uncertainty around the tariffs. Some people are very negative about the tariffs, other people are very positive about the tariffs. And then on top of that, we had the very interesting news of Georgia United States Representative Buddy Carter introducing a bill to abolish the IRS and the federal income tax. So everything seems to be in a flux, and people aren't sure what's going to happen. Although I'm sure we could all agree that we are hopeful to abolish the IRS and federal income tax. Wouldn't that be a treat? All this uncertainty spiked yields on the 30-year Treasury to 4.95%, and the 10-year Treasury spiked to 4.76%. Again, on the speculation that a stronger than expected jobs report means the economy is stronger, inflation is stickier, and that could lead to potentially fewer rate cuts in 2025. Ross Mayfield, an investment strategist at Baird, wrote, "The strong jobs report sent yields higher amid expectations for the Fed to pause its interest rate cutting cycle for a significant period of time." And Chris Zaccarelli, Chief Investment Officer at Northlight Asset Management, said, "The better-than-expected increase in jobs caused an immediate reaction in both stocks and bonds, with prices moving lower and bond yields moving higher as yields move inversely with price, as the Federal Reserve has even less of a reason to cut interest rates this year." Well, while that's true, based on this current data does have a tendency to fluctuate. And I believe with the fires in Los Angeles, when you consider that California would be the 5th largest country in the world if the state were a country, and then you have Los Angeles going up in the biggest fire in the United States ever in history, I think we're going to see some slowing that comes directly from this activity. It's got to be disruptive to the businesses and to people in the area. And people that I've spoken to are all impacted, whether they're impacted directly or are friends of people who are impacted. And our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in the Los Angeles area. And since I'm 2 hours east of there, thank you for your inquiries. I'm just fine and everything's good here. So even though we have some stronger than expected employment data, some Wall Street firms are still pricing in rate cuts in 2025. In fact, Goldman Sachs is now expecting 2 rate cuts, one in June, one in December, as opposed to 3 prior to this report. Bank of America believes the Fed is done cutting interest rates. And Morgan Stanley came out and now said they believe in an interest rate cut happening this March. And Morgan Stanley said the report should reduce the probability of near-term Fed cuts, though our more favorable outlook on inflation keeps us thinking a March cut is still more likely than not. So the markets are pricing in a 25% chance that the Fed will cut rates in March, down from last week's expectation of a 41% chance. Now, these percentages fluctuate all the time, and should we get weaker data in any area of jobs or inflation, we could see this change dramatically. The one thing we do know from President Trump's previous term is he does like lower interest rates, and I believe he's going to probably use the jawboning technique to talk down interest rates, so we still may see lower interest rates and interest rate movement lower without the Fed directly cutting interest rates in the near term. If you're thinking about your finances for next year and making some important decisions about who's going to be guiding you in those finances, consider joining the Be Wealthy and Smart VIP Experience, my personal investing insight group. Members of the VIP Experience join once and then have lifetime access to invest with me for years to come. It includes monthly live webinars with me with live Q&A for me to answer questions, an asset allocation model for your stock portfolio, so you know exactly what to invest in with symbols and what percentages to invest. And in addition, we offer a full crypto portfolio of cryptocurrencies to invest in, as well as private equity. So companies before they have an IPO or initial public offering. Buying them as a private business can often be a very lucrative investment if you're an accredited investor. We also have our own tech team. So we have individuals that can help you one-on-one to get you unstuck from any crypto situation you might find yourself in, whether that's setting up a wallet, transferring crypto, getting your first purchases made on exchanges, setting up limit orders. Our tech team is there to help you. We also have a private Facebook group where I interact many times a day with people and share articles, updates, market commentary, and interact with the greater VIP community. If this is something that is of interest to you, check out our limited time offer in the show notes below.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.